Hi, everybody. Adam Libin here, and I want to talk about the Franchise Tax Board is going after taxpayers much faster than they have in the past. I'm talking wage garnishments. I'm talking about bank levies. I'm talking about offsetting federal notices. They're going faster and harder than ever before. And I believe it's because the state of California is broke, and they basically instructed the Franchise Tax Board to go after people much faster than they have in the past historically. So I want to give you four kind of brief case studies. Number one, we'll call him Mr. T. He sent an amended return. He owed money. Once he owed money, he paid the bill immediately when he filed his return. He also then got a bill saying he never paid the original amount. And because he didn't pay the original amount, they added on some extra penalty and interest. We replied to both of those notices. And then he got another notice saying they're about to file a lien on his house. And obviously, he was tremendously pissed at me. And I get it because, so he's like, and he was pissed at me because he's like, Adam, you're not doing your job. But I'm like, no, I'm doing my job. And what he did is we wound up calling somebody because once you get a lien, you get a little bit more priority status. We got a person who was honest with us, and he said, "I'm sorry, Mr. Libman, we haven't read any of your letters that you've sent." I'm like, "What do you mean you haven't read?" So we filed a reply, then we did a protest. I'm like, no, sir, we haven't. We're really backlogged, and so essentially, is the FTB is really backlogged, and they're not reading letters. So that's Mr. T. We wound up resolving the issue. They did apologize, but this is a pattern that you're going to see again. So this is another guy we'll call Mr. G. He owed some money. He got a notice saying he owed money. He got another notice saying he was getting a lien. The letter was dated in early July. It was a 30-day notice, and they just levied him the other day. Typically in the past, this would have been the months before. This is about 20 grand. And they wound up doing a bank levy. And in the past, this is something that we actually did call. We did try to stop it. And they would not stop it. They would not stop it, which is historically very not in tune with what they used to do. Let me give you another example. Mr. M. He had an issue with 22 and 23. We replied to the first. We replied to the second. They wound up doing a wage garnishment. We wound up calling and saying, "Hey, what's going on?" And they eventually wound up withdrawing the wage garnishment. But again, this is something that is not typical. They usually don't do this. And last, we got Mr. D. Again, similar situation, multiple letters, and they said they apologized. They never read them. So anyway, I definitely want to give you that heads up. If you have a franchise tax board letter and you are getting notices, um, replying is going to be helpful to the extent that it gets you in the system. However, the bottom line is you will need to contact somebody. Typically, what will happen is they'll say they have no record, send some information in, you have to call back, call back. Eventually, you'll probably maybe need taxpayer advocate services. It's kind of horrible what's going on. The FTB is aware of this. They're very sorry about this, but they're still sending wage and garnishments to people that really don't deserve it and who've actually been legitimately complying, and they're just in my opinion, purposefully ignoring everything simply because the state of California is broke and they need to fundraise money. So anyway, be aware of this and live to fight another day, guys. Live to fight another day. Hang in there, guys.